we're back to Coffee Buddy. In this video, we're going to start tackling some of the visual design components of our website. So let's begin with the logo. So in the design document, we have a logo for Coffee Buddy, and that file has been given to us. It is in our images folder, and it's an SVG called logo.svg. There's lots of different ways to display this image. I'm going to use this as a chance to demonstrate something called image replacement. In our document outline, we have an H1 with the words Coffee Buddy. I'm going to use CSS to replace that text with our logo. So first, let's take a look at the structure again. And I have my header, and inside that I have the H1 for Coffee Buddy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap that text in a span tag. Next, I'm going to write some CSS. Using the span tag doesn't change the way that our text looks, although it does remove the font. I'm also going to add a class to our HTML element. This will sort of help us identify this specific H1 from other headings that may be in our document. So we'll call this brand. And then in our CSS document, we can write a rule set for brand. So the first thing I want to do for brand is establish our image as a background image. So let's do that. I'll use the background image property and the URL function to insert the logo. I'm also going to set the background so that it does not repeat. So background repeat, and we're going to choose the keyword no repeat. And finally, I'm going to set up a width and height for this element. This will establish a box or boundary for our background image. Now these numbers are arbitrary right now. I'm going to take a look at it and see how this looks. Just save this and then we'll refresh our page. And when I refresh, I can see that the logo is showing up behind the words Coffee Buddy. Because I changed the width, the brand is now breaking. We've got a little line break in there. That's not super important, but I am going to adjust the size now. If we take a look at this in our dev tools, we can adjust the size of our Coffee Buddy logo and the bounding box. So if I select the element H1, I can see that I've got that 200 by 300 size, but I'm not really happy with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually adjust this to about 270 pixels tall, and I'm going to set the width to 300. That was a Creative Cloud update, which unfortunately haunts me. Okay, so now we have our Coffee Buddy logo, but we can still see the words Coffee Buddy up top. And so while we can see the image, we want to get rid of this text. So rather than just delete it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write some CSS that moves the Coffee Buddy text off the screen. It'll still be available for screen readers to access the content. It'll also be available for things like robots to crawl the site and detect it. So it's a pretty good balance of accessibility and SEO. So let's head back over to Visual Studio and code that. So first I want to plug in my new width and height. And then the next thing I want to do is I want to write a new rule for the words. And that's why I wrapped it in that span tag, because now I can write another rule set. And I'm going to use the descendant combinator. So we have a span inside of the class brand. And what I'm going to do is change the position to absolute. And then I'm just going to move it off screen. I'm going to say left -999 EM. So that should move that text way off screen so that it's not visible to the traditional user. It also is still accessible, so if I copy and paste, I can actually still copy this text. So let's refresh our page, see what that looks like. And we no longer see the Coffee Buddy words, we just see the logo. If I just do a Control A to select all and copy, I'm going to open up Notepad. And if I paste, we can see that Coffee Buddy was copied with the rest of the text in our layout. So that's the first step in my video. I've created the Coffee Buddy logo, and we're definitely going to be modifying some things as we go. We're going to change the position of the logo itself, and we're changing the background. So we've got a little bit more work to do before we're done, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks.